Hey everybody, welcome back to the SmokeMidwest.com YouTube channel. I'm Scott, and today I'm going to show you how to make some poor man burnt ends from a chuck roast on the Pit Boss Austin XL. Hey, before we get going, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I love replying to those comments, or reply to almost all of them. So thank you very much. If you guys have never tried poor man burnt ends, you got to give them a shot. It's a nice, easy way to make burnt ends if you don't have a brisket or they're too expensive in your area. Give it a shot. Plus, they're just good too. So what we have here is a USDA Choice Angus chuck roast. I got this from Sam's Club, and it's got some beautiful marbling on it. I'd say it's probably a couple pounds, probably 3 pounds. And you like the fat in here. The fat in here is good, especially with burnt ends, because burnt ends on a brisket is from the point where that's the fattier side of it. So that's why you can sometimes use a chuck roast and get that same effect. So we're going to season it up today with the Smoke Midwest steak and burger rub, and we're going to go pretty heavy on it since pretty big chunk of meat, and we want to get a lot of flavor onto it. So we're going to go ahead and season it up here with the steak and burger. Not using a binder on here. The meat's still pretty tacky as it is, so I don't feel the need to have one. But you could use like olive oil, Worcestershire sauce. Any type of binder would really work on here. So I'm gonna coat it up pretty good. Like I said, we didn't do any trimming on this. Want all that fat in there. It'll render off in the cook. So it's looking pretty good. I like to press it in there and kind of locks it onto the meat. So let's get the Pit Boss fired up. So we're using the Pit Boss Austin XL today, and I have a mix of 100% hickory and 100% oak pellets. So I've just mixed it in there about 50-50. Those two combination of woods is good on beef. You know, and when you're using your pellet smoker, I'd always recommend to use a good quality pellet, something that's like 100% hickory or 100% oak, not like a pellet that's oak flavored or pecan flavored. You're not going to get as good of a smoke flavor on your meat as you will if you use a good quality pellet. So I'm going to get this fired up to 250 degrees, and then we'll see you then. So the Pit Boss is up to temp. Let's put on the meat. I have to say, those pellets smell amazing already. So we're just going to put it on the left-hand side there. And if you've seen my review video of the Pit Boss, you know that the left-hand side is way more accurate than the right-hand side. It gets hotter as you get closer to the exhaust vent. So I always like to put my meat on the left-hand side. So it's up to 250 degrees. We're gonna let it go and check on it in a few hours. All right, so our chuck roast has been on for about 3 hours. Let's take a look. It's looking good. Beautiful color on it. The bark is most definitely set what I'm looking for, so I think we have plenty of smoke on it at this point. So what I'm going to do is I have a foil pan here. We're going to put it in there to get it nice and tender now. And what I'm going to do is monitor the internal temp. At this point, it's probably around in the stall, so which is all right, probably about where we expected. So I'm going to monitor the internal temp. Temperature probe here on my fireboard. Get it through the little Pit Boss hole. We're just going to put it right there in the center. Nice thick part. Lid here, we're going to cover it up and we're going to let it ride until it hits an internal temperature of 200 degrees. So we will see you then. All right, so it's been another hour. The fireboard is telling me the temp is at 200.6 degrees. So let's take a look at it. So we'll peel back the lid here. looks amazing. So what I'm gonna do is just let this chill out for a minute and cool for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're gonna cube it up. All right, so we're gonna cube this up into like the burnt end size. So we're just gonna take it out of the pan there. Look at all that fat that came out of that thing. It's pretty incredible. So we're just gonna slice it up like you would normal burnt ends. You know, just kind of bite-sized pieces, or maybe a little bit bigger than bite-sized pieces. So I like to cut it in strips going this way. I'm gonna turn around, and this is where we're gonna do our cubes. I tell you, this smells so good right now. With the pellets, the rub, the meat, pretty incredible. So this isn't what I would call like burnt end tender quite yet. I mean, just about there, but not quite. So what I'm gonna do next is we're gonna put it in a foil pan here with some other goodies and finish cooking it off in there and get it nice and tender. We're just going to go ahead and put her into our foil pan there. And check out that smoke ring. Nice little smoke ring on there. That's what some good quality pellets will do. So what we're going to do now, we've got our burnt ends in there. Got about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Just gonna sprinkle that over the top there. Kind of dried out on me, but that's all right. It's all gonna melt in there. Then I'm using, for my barbecue sauce, the Burnt Ends Barbecue. It's a smoky KC. Figure what the heck, use a KC barbecue sauce for burnt ends. You can use whatever you want. I just got this here recently, and I think it's pretty good. It's definitely a Kansas City style barbecue sauce with molasses and all that good stuff. So I'm going to give this a good stir, mix everything up in there. I'm going to put the lid back on it, and it's going back on the smoker for about another 30 minutes. So it's been about another 30 minutes. Let's check them for tenderness. I tell you what, these pellets just smell so darn good. Those look amazing. So I'm just gonna probe them here with my thermal pen. Not looking for any specific temperature, but just like tenderness. So that one's not quite done yet. Want the probe just to go in and out easily. Not quite done yet, so I'm gonna let these go another 20 minutes because I want them like to the point where they're almost falling apart, but just like melt in your mouth. So like I said, we're gonna let it go another 20 minutes and check them then. All right, so it's been another 20 minutes. Let's give them a check. Ooh, that steam is hot. Oh yeah, they're definitely done. So I'm gonna take these out, let them cool a minute. Let's try one. All right, so let's give these guys a try. They smell and look absolutely incredible. They've been sitting about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna give this one right here a try. They're delicious. Good smoke flavor on it. Good sauce on there. Tastes absolutely incredible. They're not like a brisket burnt end, but they're still like a definitely good little beef bite that kind of resembles a burnt end. Just, they're good. You gotta give this recipe a try if you haven't tried it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.